Sarah Storey has cemented her place in the history books as Britain's most successful Paralympian of all time.
Check this out. The athlete has won a record-breaking 17th gold medal in the women's C4-5 road race in very tough conditions in Tokyo overnight. Delighted to say we're joined by Sarah, who's still there in Tokyo, along with her husband Barney and daughter Louisa, who are in Manchester. Good morning to all of you. Sarah, firstly, congratulations. The interview you did straight off the back of the race, you said you couldn't really compute what was going on. You hadn't really had a chance to think about the race. Have you managed to process a little bit more of what you've achieved and particularly how you went about winning this particular gold?
A little bit. I have had a little bit of a whirlwind. I'm still a bit damp. I've had to do a very quick pack because I'm leaving in about 35 minutes to get to the airport.
No.
It's been a bit chaotic, but I'm just so proud. Each race you have to take one at a time. So being able to say, I finished, like, this is it, that this is the last night I'll be away from home tonight. I'll be home tomorrow evening and mission accomplished. I just feel so fortunate to have had the opportunity in the first place, but also, just so happy that we pulled it off.
I know you've only got 35 minutes, but could you just go through the 17 gold medals? And do you remember the event in which you won every single one?
Yeah. You want me to say them?
Go on. Well, why don't you take us back 17 gold medals? Do you remember the moment, the very first one?
Yeah, the first one was the 100 metres backstroke in Barcelona 92. And I beat an unbeatable German swimmer, broke her world record by nearly 3 seconds. And then 2-3 days later, I came back and beat her in the 200 metre individual medley to break the world record. 4 years later, I got my A-level results on a telephone box, putting dimes in on poolside. And then I defended those two titles, 200 medley first and then the 100 backstroke. And then the third one was in the 100 metres breaststroke. And then we have to fast forward to Beijing. And I won the gold medal on the track in the 3,000 metre individual pursuit, and then went to the road and won the individual time trial. Then we went to London. It was the individual pursuit and the 500 metres on the track, the road time trial and the road race out at Brands Hatch. And then 5 years ago in Rio, the individual pursuit was the first event on the track, and then outside for the road time trial, and then 2 days rest and then the road race. So, yeah, those are the first 14. And then here it has obviously been the individual pursuit, the road time trial and the road race again.
Incredible. And
you deserve a medal for remembering all that, quite frankly.
A distinct memory of every single one. But just remind us, Dame Sarah, because you talked about that very first one. How old were you?
I was 14. I'd just finished year 9 at high school. So I went home to start my GCSEs. I was a bit late getting home. I think I missed the first 2 weeks of term. And then I got back into the swing of it quickly.
What a brilliant excuse to miss the first 2 weeks of term. It's an extraordinary achievement. 17 gold medals, as well as all the other medals that you've won as well. I wonder, Barney and Louisa, firstly. Louisa, what do you make of Mum's performance? How proud are you of her this morning?
Well, I haven't actually watched it, but seeing little clips of it, I'm amazed.
She's pretty sensational, isn't she? Barney, did you get up and watch it, or were you, like Louisa, fast asleep and just thought, do you know what, I'll catch the highlights?
No, not at all. No, I watched it in bed whilst I was just holding my phone because Charlie was our youngest, was curled up next to me. So yeah, I was watching that on my phone, trying not to get too animated because I would have woken the kids up.
Can you relax while you're watching these things? I mean, she's done it so many times before. We all have the utmost confidence in Sarah and her ability, but you know her intimately. You know her really, really well. How do you enjoy that process, or is it not enjoyable remotely until it's finished?
It's not the most enjoyable experience ever, and I think it's more that it's everything you can't control. So I've absolutely no doubt in Sarah's ability, but all you need is a little tack on the road or something. You've got a puncture. The road is kind of full of variables, and that's the most difficult thing to those are what the nerve's about. It's not about Sarah's ability at all.
Louisa, your mum is Britain's most successful Paralympian of all time. She's also you know, obviously important to you as mum. We can see you both on screen at the moment. What would you like to say to her?
A gazillion congratulations, Mum.
Oh, thank you, sweetie.
And what would you like to say, Dame Sarah, to your family? I know you obviously talk to them privately, but the support system is so important, isn't it?
It's hugely important, and especially in the past 18 months, we've all learned to live with so many different requirements of us. And as the UK was opening back up, I was headed towards the requirements of the playbook. So that meant we had to make some really tricky decisions about, how we managed my time once the kids broke up from school, right the way through to departing to come here. And Louisa and Charlie just took it all on the chin. It was this, they were total pros. They understand exactly what it means to be, super hygienic, to make sure that we've got infection control down to a fine art. They coped with the family-induced lockdown after our training camp just superbly. And they're just such good buddies together, and they make it so easy to be able to focus on racing. And yeah, it's just amazing that they grasped just how important it was and were able to support me. And then I left them in a rainy car park just outside Castle Combe after my very final race to drive to the final couple of days of the holding camp. And then, I get to race in the rain today. Hopefully it'll be a little bit better when I come home tomorrow.
Fingers crossed. Louisa, do you ever go on bike rides with Mum? Or do you let her, does she let you get on with that yourself?
A bit of both, really.
And what's she like? Does she sort of try and make you go faster, or is she quite laid back about going on a bike ride?
Well, I'm actually quite powering up the hill.
Good for you.
So you're the one person she can't beat?
And Louisa, what do you want to be when you're grown up?
A swimmer.
Yeah.
A swimmer.
Like your mum was.
Just like your mum. Sarah, it's only 3 years to the next Olympics and Paralympic Games. That's considerably shorter than the usual Olympic-Paralympic cycle, of course. Have you got your eye on Paris? It would be lovely, I'm sure, for you to have the family there to watch you race again in these Games.
That's what I was saying before we headed out here to Japan. It was that, one of the things that I really would love is for Charlie to be able to experience the Games as Louisa did in Rio. And we talk about those Games, Louisa, she was just over 3 by that point. And even though she was still so young, she remembers so much of it. And she loves watching back on the videos as well. So I really hope that we can go there as a family. And it'd be fantastic to be able to do a cycle ride to get to Paris. I'll tow my bags in a trailer behind or something. But yeah, I think that, Paris sounds like it might be a really good idea. So we'll see. But I've not decided to hang up my race wheels, that's for sure.
Quite right. Do you know what? It's just inspiring watching you talking.
Love it.
Dame Sarah, and congratulations. And
Thank you.
Louisa and Barney, congratulations to you as well. Louisa, you're obviously, very effective training partner. And Barney, lovely to see you, and well done for, managing to celebrate without waking the kids.
I'm not sure I'd have been able to do that. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I bet you can't wait to give your mum a big hug. Right, you've got about 30 minutes now before you need to get to the airport, Sarah, so thank you for staying with us.
Yeah, have you got one of your medals there? One of your 70? Yeah, come on, let's have a look. There we go. We can't
Under
let
the pillow,
a gold
somewhere safe.
medal winner go without saying that. There's something so special about it, isn't there?
Which one was that one for? Is that the most recent one, Sarah?
So the 16th or 17th or?
This is the time trial, so this is from Tuesday.
Tuesday's time trial. Absolutely fabulous. It sparkles beautifully, doesn't it? Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for giving us so much joy as well. Sarah, you and the entire Paralympics GB team have been sensational, and it's still going on, of course.
Yeah.
And we've loved every single minute of it.
Oh, thank you very much.